Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 11 of Omnifactory. This time we're going to continue our mission to get the tier 1 microminer. Last time we got our rocket fuel system set up here, so all of these machines here make us some rocket fuel which we'll need to launch the miner. And in between episodes I have been doing a bit more automation. I added a few more assembly machines here with specific circuits. I'm not sure exactly what's new. I think this one here is new to make the 16x cables. And that's filled with styrene butadiene rubber. I have an extruder here for gears as well. And then I just got done setting this system up, which is some more passive automation. I think last time I only had wrought iron, steel and iron dust. And since then I've added dark steel, electrical steel, end stone dust. These three on the end are from centrifuge and end stone dust. So let me show you how this works. Basically we have an interface supplying all the outside materials. This furnace smelts into wrought iron and we store some of that, and then the rest of it gets used in these two alloy smelters. These were MV before, but I have upgraded them to HV, and we're still running off MV power, but we have like a lot of CAFs here, so it's able to power HV. So yeah, we have two alloy smelters creating steel ingots, and they go into this drawer, and then the steel then gets sent on and produced into dark steel, which is combined with obsidian. It's also combined with silicon to make electrical steel, and these two are sent back into the drawer controller there. They have their own drawers for storage. And then here we have a mechanical crafter getting ender pearls, extraterrestrial matter and sandstone, and this makes end stone. I didn't see many other uses for end stone other than end stone dust. I decided not to give it its own drawer because of that and just straight macerate it, so I have a conveyor on this thing here, on this macerator, on import. That's giving us end stone dust, which we're storing. Because I think there is a spare use for end stone dust. Yeah, blitz powder, and then centrifuging, we're doing that over here. So end stone dust gets its own drawer, and then here we have a HV centrifuge giving us sand, tungstate, and platinum. It also gives us a liquid of helium as well. So this is just passively creating all of that for us. This gives us small and tiny piles, so I have two packagers here. The outputs from this get extracted into this steel chest, and then on these two faces we have robot arms with platinum and the tungstate. This one's on configuration 2 and this one is on configuration 1. So this will pack it into regular dusts, and then the regular dusts get their own drawer. This tungstate can be electrolyzed at EV tier, which we don't have access to quite yet. But this will give us tungsten eventually, which we can then blast furnace for tungsten ingots. And this is used in a whole bunch of different processes. But yeah, we are now getting tungstate dust and platinum. The platinum is used in wires. So if we smelt platinum into ingots and then wire mill it into wire, it's used in some of the EV machines. Well, the EV disintegrator. The fine wire is used in these energy orbs, which is way off at the moment. But it's also used in SMD diodes and the fourth and final tier 4 circuits. So yeah, that's that set up. I don't think I added it much more other than this system. I've been just adding some more recipes to this as well, so we have a couple more in here. And yeah, the progress is coming along nicely. I think we should look into red coal automation. So red coal is either charcoal or regular coal through the resonator. This gives us red coal. We're going to need loads and loads of this stuff for black steel. And that is the next part of this Microverse quests for black steel. We need that for luminescence and the extended crafting tables, which you need to craft the microminers. So yeah, let's set up a system that gives us automatic red coal. So I have a resonator here already. I would like to get some speed upgrades for this, as this thing is pretty slow. So the speed upgrades look fairly cheap. Oh wait, there's upgraded versions as well. Wonder if we can make that. Enchanted metal requires an enchanter, which requires steel. Yeah, we can do this as well. We can even go up to the next tier even. Oh no, this requires nether stars, okay. So we can do the magical one. So this stuff requires magical wood, which requires 4 EXP. When you're making this, you have to make it in a vanilla crafting table. As it consumes your player levels, it won't work in the terminal. These upgrades require me to get apples, and I think this is the first time I've been back to the overworld since about a week or something like that. It feels weird. We also need a chicken as well, so some sacrifices have to be made here. Alright, I think I got enough apples. Let's go and find a chicken. Aha! Feather. Okay, there's our enchanted ingots. I set up an enchanter here for it. Just make 16 for now, I think. And there's the speed upgrades. Alright, then all we have to do is have an interface supplying coal. It's being extracted into the bottom of this resonator. Then the resonator makes the red coal. The red coal gets extracted into this drawer with a storage bus. So that's red coal now on passive. The next step is to get black steel. And the quest mentioned that it's the basis for other steel types later on, so I think we're going to need a fair bit of this. This is used to make red steel and also blue steel. And black steel ingots of its own. So the recipe for black steel is red coal, void crystals, steel dust, and black bronze. Alright, so for this black steel, let's first tackle void crystals. The void crystals require the Atomic Reconstructor, and I don't think this is something I want to do on demand. I want to have void crystals available. This Atomic Reconstructor isn't the easiest thing to work with. I think the easiest way to do it is just to leave it running, because the way this works is when it receives a redstone signal, it pulses. I can show you with a torch here. So if we set this to deactivation mode, this is just going to continuously run. I don't know exactly how long it is. I think it's maybe like 15 seconds-ish. And this will consume power, but it's like minimal amounts of power. So I think instead of trying to control it with redstone every time we want to set it off, I think I'm just going to leave it running and put a sound muffler on there. It's just going to be way easier, and then we'll control when we drop items next to it. I'm thinking we just set it up in this square here. Okay, well I was going to do something fancy with a subnet for ME and use the storage bus and the formation plane, but it's been difficult and there's no reason to unnecessarily complicate this, so I'm just going to use the automatic precision dropper. And I'd like to get a sound muffler actually for that, because that is really annoying. There, that's much better. Alright, I got this system figured out here. So I'll explain quickly how it works. So we have energy going into the Atomic Reconstructor. This is constantly pulsing. And then we have an interface with coal, and that's getting extracted without a signal here, which is being controlled by a level emitter for void crystals. That's going into this precision dropper, which automatically drops any items it receives. And then we have a vacuum chest with an item filter set to void crystals, and this will pick up the item, put it into the drawer, and the drawer is connected via storage bus to our main ME system. I'm not sure how many I should set right now, maybe 2,000 void crystals? Maybe 1,500? I don't know. I can adjust this as needed. But yeah, that gives us automatic void crystals now. There's a lot of different ways you can set this up. This is just something I came up with just to get the job done, and I think this will do us for now. So the next step is to get our black steel, and that requires black bronze. So black bronze is copper, silver, and gold dust. All of these ingots come from DML, so we have plenty of copper, silver, and gold. We just have to convert them to dust form. We'll start off with an interface to supply our ingots, and then we'll put that into 3 different macerators. Filtered item conduits for each one. So there's gold, silver, copper. Hide this from the interface terminal. And then we'll have a drawer for each one. So gold, silver, copper. We'll put our drawer controller down and put a storage bus on there as well. I'm also going to put storage downgrades on these so that it only holds 1 stack. Since these HV macerators are quite fast and we don't need tons and tons of this copper dust, I'd rather keep it as ingots. I don't want to like macerate all of the gold and silver and copper I have. And actually I'm going to move this interface down 1 block so that we can insert into the controller. So if we move that to here, extract on brown, and put our ingredients back in, connect that with ME conduit, we can now extract from these macerators into this drawer controller. And also disconnect the top side. Like so. And almost forgot to plug in our storage bus again. I would have been confused for ages. Yeah, so we'll continue our ME conduit along here. And then we can put this into a crafter and get our black steel. And then we'll set a limited item filter with the 3 dusts into a mechanical crafter to craft us black bronze. And I'll actually fill the output buffer with cobble, just because I don't want this buffering 9 stacks of black bronze. And then we can give black bronze its own drawer here as well. And that's just a very simple black bronze dust passive system. So let's look at what the next step is. It's going to be black steel. So black steel is going to require a mixer. We also require steel dust for this, so I'll add another macerator on this side for that. And we can have another interface supplying steel, and we'll input into there. And I suppose we can even give steel dust its own drawer as well, with a downgrade, so it only gives one stack, just in case we need it in the future. And then we can add void crystals, which we made earlier, and also red coal to our interface, and add these to the mixer imports. Actually, this has to be a limited item filter. And it will be stack of void crystal, stack of red coal, stack of steel dust, and a stack of black bronze. Actually, there's no reason why, since these conduits are all connected, we can't just share this interface. So I think I'll put all the items in this one instead. That makes it easier for channels on the item conduits. So now we have black steel dust. I'll add this to its own drawer with a storage downgrade. There we go, so that's black steel, steel dust, black bronze. So the next step in the quest book is Luminescence. This prerequisite quest is phosphoric acid, and I think that is one of the earlier quests somewhere. Oh yeah, here. We have to get phosphorus dust, and to get phosphorus, I think the easiest way, I was looking at this a bit earlier on, I think the easiest way for us to get phosphorus is to use, I think the easiest way is just to buy it for now and put it through our ore processing system. So I'll buy a stack of that and just get that to complete the quest, although I believe there's another way through apatite to get this. Yeah, as you can see, our ore processing is way backed up right now. I bought quite a lot of salt ore and also apatite to get this, as I was anticipating this. Yeah, we can see the apatite byproduct gives us this tiny piles of phosphor, and we get tons of apatite for, like, one ore crushes into 10, and it also gives us a chance output of phosphor at higher tiers. So actually, yeah, there's already some done. So there's some phosphor. That should complete the quest. No? Oh, it's phosphorus. How do we get phosphorus? Okay, after a bit of searching through JEI, this phosphor can be electrolyzed into phosphate and then electrolyzed again into phosphorus. So we have to electrolyze it twice, and that'll give us a quest. Alright, there's one piece of phosphorus to get us started and finish the quest. That should unlock the luminescence then. Okay, yeah, it unlocked phosphoric acid, which leads into luminescence. So phosphorus, oxygen, and water combine together into phosphoric acid, and we can, yeah, this is the recipe I was looking at earlier. So we can also use apatite, dust, water, and sulfuric acid, which I think is much easier to do this way. It gives us a hydrochloric acid byproduct as well. So let's use this recipe for phosphoric acid, and then that acid is going to be used for the luminescence, which is used for the next parts of the quest. So these components here all use luminescence, as well as aluminum as well, which is a upcoming ingot that we have to make. Eventually, as I've mentioned before, we're going to set up a full-blown ore processing system to replace our MV one. And the higher tier you go of machines, so I'll probably set it up at IV. The higher tier you go, the more chance outputs you get, which will significantly increase our yield of all the ores we get from the microminers. Alright, for the next step, let's set up our chemical reactor for the phosphoric acid. So we'll put a chemical reactor here, and we'll have an interface supplying apatite, import that with an item conduit, and then a fluid interface above that with sulfuric acid, and then we'll use ender fluid conduits to import that. So that's two elements. The last one is water, so we have to give it water as well. So I'll put an end of war below. There, so it's now getting water, but now we are getting our phosphoric acid and hydrochloric acid. Let's actually pick up a bucket for the quest. There we are. And then we can output this to two steel drums. And now we're buffering our phosphoric acid for later on, and also hydrochloric acid. We also get gypsum as a byproduct. I'm not sure if this has much use. Calcium, we don't need calcium. Sulfur, we have plenty of sulfur. Oxygen, we don't need that, and water, we don't need that. So, I mean, I guess we can just throw it away, or I don't know, put it in a drawer. Drawer with a void upgrade is probably the best option. And just so that we have access to our ME system, I think I'll move this fluid interface. Take that off, and we'll replace that with a drawer. Fill it with our gypsum, I'll put a void upgrade on there. And we can put our fluid interface just above the tank, I guess. Alright, looks like this actually works quite fast, so we get quite a lot of phosphoric acid. So let's look at what the next step of the quest wants. So it wants luminescence. Luminescence is used in a number of things, but right now it can be a component for extended crafting tables. So the recipe for this is aluminium dust, energetic blend, and our phosphoric acid. The energetic blend is just redstone glowstone. Aluminium dust we have loads of, so I guess we just set up another chemical reactor next to this. And we can put a mixer there as well for energetic blend. So mixer, one of those, chemical reactor, HV. Sometimes it's hard to see which tier it's at, like it's just a difference of 1 letter. I mean, I guess it's a different name, but yeah, it's nice having all the stuff now on Autocraft. Makes it so easy for expansion. So yeah, we'll have our mixer first, then chemical reactor, and we can even auto output onto this. And we'll even share this interface as well. So we'll add glowstone, redstone, and then we'll limited item filter those on here, so a stack of each, and insert in brown. And then we'll use item auto export to the left, and that'll get put in this chemical reactor. And then we need to output our phosphoric acid in there as well. So we can output on, let's use purple for this. And I will set up a filter for this just in case. Phosphoric acid, insert purple. Oh, and I forgot the aluminium dust, that's right. You know, I don't know how many times I've flown back and forward setting all this up. I really need a wireless terminal. I keep forgetting things and having to fly all the way back to the terminal to pick it up. So yeah, there's aluminium dust. We'll filter this for aluminium dust. Oops. And actually, rather than auto outputting on this, to save this filling up with both slots on energetic blend, I think I'll extract on purple here again, or with the item conduit, and then limited item filter this. Actually no, it can't be purple, it has to be brown. There, so that's for energetic blend and aluminium. Insert brown. And once we take this out, it should put the aluminium in there, yeah, and give us luminescence. Now where do we want to put this? I kind of want to attach it to this drawer system here. Let's think about how we can move this around. I switched around this for a controller slave, and so I'm inserting on that, and I moved the fluid interface over a block. And so now we have luminescence connected to this drawer network, which has the storage bus on there. And that also completed the quest for us. So what is the next step here? Looks like it's the components. Let's see what these take. I haven't actually looked at these yet. So glowstone plates, electrum plates, black steel plates. This doesn't look too bad. We need black steel ingots though, which we'll need a blast furnace for. And electrum plates. We should also passive these as well. So I'll probably add that over next to the other ones. Next to the steel, things like that. That's the advanced. The ultimate, I'm assuming, is different plates. Yeah, uranium and emerald. And the elite is ender pearl and aluminium. Okay, this all looks really doable, actually. It really doesn't look too difficult to set up. We have most of the base components. There's just going to be a little bit of extra processing. However, there is something else I was looking at, which was like these quests over here. So obviously to launch this rocket, we're going to need a Microverse projector, I think it's called. Yeah, it's one of these blocks, which is another multi-block. It's 3x3. To craft this, we need Microverse casings, which need Microversium. And this is quite a long blast furnace recipe. Well, it's 30 seconds. It's not that long, but we do need a fair amount of these ingots for this. This is steel dust, energetic blend, and deuterium. Deuterium comes from centrifusion hydrogen. So I'd like to set up a blast furnace just to get this going so that we have a build-up of Microversium. So I'm thinking we actually just repurpose this one, which I was using for silicon bowls. And I'll move the silicon to somewhere else, but this will be more of a permanent slot for this recipe. If we look at the temperature requirements, it's only 1700. So I'd quite like to put it in cupronickel, since that is a maximum of 1800. And I would like to save the Canthal ones for over here. Eventually I'm going to switch this out to Canthal and have a row of Canthal blast furnaces, or possibly Nichrome, I'm not sure, just for the higher tier of materials. So I think I'd like to put the Microversium here. So let's quickly set that up, and then I think we'll end it after we do that. So that blast furnace recipe is going to take energetic blend, and we're already making it over here, so I might as well buffer it in a storage drawer with just a downgrade on there, since we don't need loads of it at once. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we can even clean up this as well. It means we no longer need this mixer, because for... What recipe was it? For energetic alloy, I was mixing it on site here, but since we now have energetic blend in our ME system, I could even just add it to this, which I think I might do. So if we add energetic blend here, this is already filtered for... Oh, this is on purple. Hold on. It needs to be on brown. So if I take this out here, it should refill. Yes, nice. It means we can get rid of this spaghetti over here. And still keep our energetic alloy. Get rid of that, and get rid of that. And we just removed one spaghetti. We need to... we actually have to add another. So for this, we have to get our deuterium. And deuterium is made by centrifuging hydrogen. So I'm going to put another centrifuge down here. Wait, we need a centrifuge here. Centrifuge here, and then I'll import into a fluid interface, or fluid input hatch. So yeah, I've replaced this with a fluid input hatch. We'll put our centrifuge here, auto output that onto the right hand side for fluids, and then we need an interface for hydrogen. So this centrifuge is now giving us our deuterium. We have to then put in our energetic blend and aluminium dust in these input buses. Not aluminium, I mean steel dust. Steel dust. There. So this is filling up our input buses, and it looks, yeah, it's already running, nice. And then I've set the extract on here to blue. We'll have to set the level emitter as well, so I'll recalibrate that. Remove silicon boules, and then I'll have to wait for the first ingot to come through, which should enter our system anytime now. Anytime now. Just waiting for this ingot to show up. Come on. There it is. Microversium. So we'll set this level emitter. I think I'll set it for 500 at the moment. 500. And we'll set it to normal. So now we're getting a build-up of Microversium, and yeah, as I mentioned, this is going to be used for our Microverse projector casings. So that's going to build up nicely, and I'm glad we got all this done today. We got quite a lot done, to be honest. And so with that, I think we'll end it here. Hopefully next time we can get our rocket launched, although I'm not sure exactly how far away we are. There might be some other surprises I run into. But yeah, base is fairly coming along here. I'll add some more automation. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.